Hello traders, welcome to another weekly Forex Forecast, and this is Trade Forex with Gabe. My name is Gabriel Ojimadu, and I'll be taking you through the market setups for September 18th through to September the 22nd. This is a big week for the markets, and I will be taking you through how I intend to trade the market. We have 4 interest rate decisions coming out this week, so it's another week not to play the superhero, not try to be a superhero. But well, there are opportunities in the market, and I will be showing you exactly how I intend to trade the market into this great week for market traders. So let's start as usual by looking at the economic calendar for the week. And on Monday, we will have not so much of a high impact news. So we really expect this week to be choppy as before Wednesday, when the first fireworks will be coming out, and that's on the FOMC. So on Tuesday, we'll see the first firework coming out on Canadian dollar with the CPI data, CPI month in month, median CPI year in year, and trimmed CPI year in year. We expect that to be out on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we will see the FOMC rate decisions coming out. So on this day, we hope to start seeing those major fireworks, and I'll be showing you exactly the setups for me, as USD is coming out also as one of my top pairs for the week. On Thursday, we will see Swiss National Bank, that's the SNB, coming out with an interest rate decision also, as well with Great Britain pound, where we see the MPC official bank rate voting to give us exactly what their interest rate, official bank rate will be on Thursday. And on Friday, we will see Japanese yen coming out also with the last interest rate for the week. I trust this is going to be a very volatile week, but then there are still opportunities inherent in the market. And also on Friday, we will see the PMI data coming out on Euro, across Eurozone. And of course, that will mark the close of the week, with also flash PMI news coming out on the United States dollar. All right, so let's look at, having looked at that, let's look at what the strength meter is telling us or forecasting on a forward basis mode. And we will see US dollar still strengthening, and also Canadian dollar. So these are my best pairs into the week. Swiss franc it's not coming out top of my list, so to say, because it's had its own fair share of strength. I think about 1 month or 2 months straight, it's been really strong. So I would like to trade those that are showing strength and growing in strength, not like the Swiss franc, which is reducing in its strength. And I will be pairing it up with, I like Japanese yen to the downside, I like GBP to the downside, I like Euro to the downside, and I also like New Zealand dollar to the downside. So how that plays out, so my biggest positive to negative net change is Canadian dollar to the upside, US dollar to the upside, and I like Euro to the downside, NZD to the downside, GBP to the downside, and Japanese yen to the downside. So coming up with my best pairs for the week, on Canadian pairs, I would like to short Euro against Canadian dollar, and I also like to short New Zealand dollar against Canadian dollar, and also short GBP against the Canadian dollar, and I'd like to go long on Canadian dollar to Japanese yen. The next best pair for me is USD pairs, because USD is showing really good strength, and I like the setups I see from the technical analysis chart. I like Euro USD to the downside, I like GBP USD to the downside, I like NZD USD to the downside, and I also like USD JPY to the downside, but this will be coming out least on my priority list. So, well, when we look at the charts, you will choose for yourself which ones to trade. Don't forget, I like you to use, or remember to use, correlation analysis to pick your best pairs that you like to trade. So let's go back and jump right in on the charts to see exactly what the charts are saying. Starting with Canadian pairs, Canadian dollar pairs, let's look at Euro CAD. And on Euro CAD, last week we had a very fantastic momentum on this pair, and you can see exactly how we began to see a break from the major support level. So going into this week, I'm looking to go short okay, don't forget euro will be and can be and should be affected by FOMC. So if we begin to see more correction, because last week we saw a massive sell-off, so I expect some correction into in between this 1.4487 to 1.4510 level. And on the extreme level, if price should retrace into this level, let me give you that level again, and that is here. Okay, but I don't expect it to get all the way up to this point. I expect it to just consolidate, retrace into this level before we begin to see a new sell-off again. So my target into this week is 1.4285 level. By the way, last week, anyway, I want to believe you had a fantastic trading week. Market kind of ranged, yes, last week, but this week I believe all the trades we started last week is going to play out into our direction. It all came back to equilibrium. So we had the USD JPY. Well, I'll be looking at that as we proceed into the trade for the day. All right, so let's look at, so that's my first target, 1.4285 is my target for Euro, Canadian dollar. All right, so you can look at the bigger picture on a daily chart and you can see why I'm choosing that. So price ought to take out the last low before the next one at 1.4235 level. Next best pair for me is NZD card, and let me pick it out here. NZD card, another fantastic setup for me, and we see that consolidation for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th week, but we're beginning to see a break from the last low. So this to me portends that we will see more sell-off to the downside, especially as Canadian dollar and oil price keeps soaring high. So this is giving more boost to the Canadian dollar. So I would like to see more sell-off on NZD card and into the 0.7916 level. So traders, you can plan your trade around this. Look at the key levels there. Let me give that, yeah. So we had this major support here that has been holding for a while, but we've seen break away from it. Even the correction we had, we see how price quickly gave us this engulfing candle back into the sell zone. So I will be looking, I would be looking to sell to the 0.7916 level. Well, let's see how many pips that should give us. Not so much, but about 60 pips down. If you're able to cash in 60 pips into the week, that's fantastic. GBP Canadian dollar, GBP Canadian dollar, this is a fantastic setup. We see the nice breakout from this channel up pattern. Price was unable to give us a new high. Okay, so it's beginning to break structure already. The law for an uptrend is that we must keep having new higher highs and new higher lows, but we see price was unable to create a new higher high here, and also breaking the last low with momentum. So this is very significant in the forex market. So in technical analysis, when you see the setup, it's fantastic setup. So I'm looking to short GBP card, and my levels are to trade it into the 1.6548 level. This is a good, fantastic trade setup for me. So don't forget, again, we have FOMC, and it could affect Great Britain pound also. So expect to see maybe some correction before you look to short, but all the same, plan your trade, okay, and put into consideration that we could see retracements to retest the breakout level before we start seeing that sell-off on Wednesday. All right. And last on Canadian dollar is CAD JPY. Canadian dollar JPY. This is it. So on CAD JPY, we see new rallies. Okay, we see new rallies into the week. So last week was a fantastic week. We traded massive rally there we had. So but into this week, I want to expect some retracement. So if you want to go down to lower time frames, we could see a break from this channel. All right, so you could have that opportunity to have a medium term short selling positions. Okay, but I would not like to short this pair at all. I'm looking to go long all the way. So if we see a break from this, it could lead us to that correction into this zone before we begin to see new rallies. Okay, before we begin to see new rallies. So what's the goal? My target is to see a rally into 110.358 level. So this is my goal trading plan on Canadian dollars into the week. Now let's look at USD pairs, and my first pair is Euro USD. On Euro USD, you will see last week we began to trade this pair, and I told you I'm looking to go short on it. Now let's see how far we went. So if you traded this pair last week, you should be in profit already. This was one of the pairs we traded last week, but then we didn't have much of a movement. But then if you're able to cash in 82 pips using the lazy swing trader strategy I've taught in some of my videos, you would have cashed in on this already. So into this week, after the sell-off we had from the ECB interest rates, we could see some level of correction, and this will give us a fantastic zone or level to short again into FOMC, and my target is 1.05498 level. Next on the list for me is GBP USD, and I'm looking to short it again. So the week should begin here. This is still Euro USD. So wait for market open. So next pair is GBP USD, and again, similar to Euro USD, you could see that massive sell-off. We didn't trade this last week, but well, it didn't come out on our chart, on our radar to trade. So, but this week it's coming up again, and I'm looking to sell this particular pair. So as the week opens up, market opens up, expect some correction into this level, and let's give us that level. So that level is between 1.2522 level to 1.2560. Some people may begin to sell almost immediately using the lazy swing trader strategy. So whichever you so choose, why not? But our ultimate goal, plan your risk, stop losses around that zone. But this will be, if price is able to make a retracement into this zone, it will give you a fantastic risk reward ratio. But our goal is to sell into 1.2306 level, and further extension will be the 1.21907 level. And we have NZD USD. Let's just get it out from here. NZD USD is another interesting pair for me, and you could see that we had that nice momentum breakout from the last low. We've had that retest, so all we could expect now is price to at least make a retest of the last low, and that is 0.5836 level. I have 3 levels I'm targeting this week. So if you take it down to H4 chart, you will see we're having like a double top pattern. So if price is able to break this low here, that is the first target of 0.5836, and then we'll have an extension of 5804 level targets, profit targets into the new week. And last but not the least is USD JPY. Let's just move on to USD JPY. And on USD JPY, this was one trade we analyzed last week. Now that was it. So we looked at last week trading from here at the opening of the week. Let me give you that level. This was the beginning of the week from last week. Unfortunately, we had a big gap, but then if you held your position, fantastic. You see how markets recovered back into our direction for the week. So this week, I really anticipate for price to hit our targets from last week, which is 148.44. And if we see the break from here as we see FOMC on Wednesday, then we could see that nice rally into our final profit target of 149.64 level. So traders, this is it from my trading desk. I want to hope and believe you will put in all the risk management principles you know to do or use during high interest rates week like this week potentially to be. So want to wish you all the best. Have a profitable trading week, and until we meet next week, don't forget to recommend this video to a friend who is still struggling to make it in the Forex market. Thank you and have a great week. Bye-bye.